So, I know this is pretty late, but I actually sat down and watched all of Star Wars Rebels, all of it, and I. It's not like haven't tried before. I've actually sat down and I've tried. I tried giving it a chance, but it was just kind of hard because it's nowhere near as good as the Clone Wars, especially that first season. But I wanted to try to give it a chance because it does have a fan base. And there's movies that I like that a lot of people don't like. There's movies that I think are good that nobody gives a chance. And there's movies that I think are good. It's just people's expectations for it were just far too high for it. And so I just sat down, expectations much lower this time, and I gave it a chance. And yeah, it really is the Star Wars, the Clone Wars. The animation, I'd say it's worse. It's cleaner, smoother, but it's worse. It's too clean. It's too smooth. It's too polished. As which is odd because that's kind of like a lot of people's complaints about the prequels and its special effects. And it's not just that; it's also the head movements. In the Clone Wars, obviously, there were some movements in the body and everything, and yeah, and there's movements when I talk, but in Rebels, it was and this and that and this it was just the movements were over exaggerated. So just talking with some slight movements, nodding, and some overreacting movements, but it's still believable. This is constantly this. Every single syllable, it's a head nod, and then you do this, and it's just it was you really yeah you gotta get used to that. You really do. You got to get used to the head bobbing, constant movements, and the arm constant movements. And there's a lot of it where it's clearly targeted towards kids, especially with the way Seb and Chopper and Ezra act with each other. It's just clearly targeted towards kids, clearly kid like, whatever. And in the first three seasons, basically all the same problem. All the same problem. The best elements are the first three seasons. Fourth season, it's completely different. Okay? It still has the animation problem, but story wise, it's completely different. Take out the animation, story wise. The best stories is when it's closing out plot points from other things. It's literally some of the best moments is with Darth Maul, or when it comes to uh, the Clone Troopers, or Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader. Those truly are the best moments. The rest of it, it's not bad story wise. It's just it's not the Clone Wars. It's not bad. It needed a little bit more to breathe. You needed to. Here's the thing. I understood it's wanted to follow one group, but some of the storylines it had. One thing that really benefited with the Clone Wars is the fact that you saw all over the world. You saw different people reacting, different stories. It wasn't this Anakin and Obi-Wan every single episode. They were the main focus, but you got to see other people in it. There were episodes revolving with around other people. Here, it's the same group. Every single episode, same group. You may get the Obi-Wan one, it's the same group. Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader fight, it still mainly focuses on that one group. It would have really benefited more if it was like it was afraid. It had a lot of similarities to the Clone Wars, but it wanted to be different. It was the Clone Wars Disneyfied. That's the best way I can explain it. clean, polished, extremely friendly, and a bit, yeah, PG, whatever, but really too kid like. I can see kids liking it. Okay, I really can. And if you're a kid and you watch this before the Clone Wars, I can see you liking it too. And I kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed some moments, but it really had its problems and its flaws with the story. And it really just, it needed to break it up some more. Have an episode focusing on Darth Maul looking for Obi-Wan. Have an episode Ahsoka revolving only on Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader. Have an episode on a different planet with, we hear there's lots of different cells. Yeah, we're seeing it from one point of view, but once we hear there's lots of different cells, wouldn't it be interesting if we got to see some of them? We're following one group, and as they experience, as it gets bigger, and they were afraid. They didn't want to be the Clone Wars. I think that's what it is. They didn't want to follow too many characters like the Clone Wars did. They don't want to follow. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to see some real people, because that's what a lot of it was. It was real people, how real people were during the Galactic Civil War, during the Rebellion. And this was creating the Rebellion. This was the start of it. And it would have been nice to have like just a few episodes where it takes a breather from that group and you just get to see another part of the Rebellion instead of just that group. And then the fourth season happened. And if the whole thing was the fourth season, if all of Star Wars Rebels was like the fourth season, it would have been great. You could have a one-shot series with Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. You could have had a different one-shot series with Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader, and those would have really done great. And when I watched the fourth season, I realized the Clone Wars was holding this show back. Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, great. They were great moments. Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader, great moments. I'm not going to take that away. Those were great moments. But if they were on their own, it would have been. I think it would have been so much more better. Maybe a few cameos here or there. But if they were able to have their own one-shot series, Ahsoka Tano with Darth Vader and Darth Maul with Obi-Wan, their own one-shots, they would have been amazing. Okay, the ending between Darth Maul and Obi-Wan, that ending fight, amazing. But season 4, it was, you get all of that stuff away, and it's just them on Lothal with Admiral Thrawn. The story is amazing. Yes, the animation still has its problems, but it was amazing. It was. Now that's what it should have. That's what this show should have been. Once, if they, it was in between. I don't know if they would have either done something like the Clone Wars, where like I'm talking about, you see other people, deep storylines, you see the other storylines, and you see them go through the battles between multiple seasons and the war progressing. Yeah, that's kind of it was in between that. Or if they would have just done it all like season 4, where yeah, you get the few cameos, but it's mostly Ezra and his group on his planet trying to liberate his planet from the Empire. You get, if it was that, if the whole season was that, or if it was something like the Clone Wars, it was stuck in between. After I saw season 4, I'm watching season 1 through 3, and I'm thinking, man, it needs to be more like the Clone Wars. Man, it needs to be. Then I saw season 4, and I'm like, well, that was good. Give me more of that. Season 4 really was great. It was great. Okay, I don't think it'll be as good. Here's the problem though. Season 4 great, but you watch season 4 by itself and it's not as great. You need to see the first 3 seasons because that stuff builds up to that really hard and difficult path to get there. But once you get there, it's great. That ending, mm, great. It's I guess what you would call Rogue One, where people the beginning and middle part of the movie is pretty meh, but then you get to the end and everyone just they love it, right? Star Wars Rebels season 1 through 3, it had its moments. The best moments were stuff from the Clone Wars, but once the stuff out of the Clone Wars were gone, and you got to see, and they actually had to focus on the story and make it good and everything, it was great. Okay, it should have been that way. Watch season 4. I don't want to do too much spoilers for people who really haven't seen Rebels, and if you have seen Rebels, I don't know. I don't know how many people are going to watch this video. I don't know if I'm going to be convincing you. If you haven't seen Rebels or you've seen the first 2 or 3 seasons and you're just kind of giving up on it, I don't know. If you're just finished, if you're already midway there, I say go ahead and watch it. The ending is awesome. If you're at the beginning, it's your choice. If you can go through a little bit of mediocre, but you get some pretty good moments like Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader and Darth Maul with Obi-Wan, and then you get to see the awesome ending with the 4th season, amazing with the temple and the battle. It focused on the group. Seasons 1 through 3, it was like focusing on the group, but at the same time trying to do a galaxy-wide event and trying to do the whole rebellion. It was trying to do Clone Wars and be just a small group. And that's where the problem was. It was trying to be 2 separate things. It had 2 identities. Once they finished out the Clone Wars storylines, and those storylines were gone, and had season 4 was great. It was great. I don't even think you really need to see seasons 1 to 3 to really get it that much, but you kind of need to, I guess, get all of it. But you can still watch your season 4 and it might still be good. You got season 4 great. Okay, not taking away from anything. Season 4 is great. You can't take anything from that. It's just that darn good. Towards the end of season 3, it starts getting good, and season 4, amazing. That if they should have just. That's all I gotta say. That's all. I don't want to do too many spoilers because people who have seen it, they know what they think already. Okay? But people who haven't seen it, y'all need to see season 4. Is it good? Is it bad? It's bad. It's okay, decent, could be worse. It could be Star Wars Resistance but it has also had good moments, and in season 4 hits, and it's just banger, 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 banger. And then but then at the same time, when you watch season 4, you'll notice it's holding back. No, it doesn't need to be rated R, but just this isn't DC, okay? This isn't we don't kill anyone. This is a war. You're gonna end up killing some people, and they do kill people. Okay, but suddenly a specific person's death is wrong, but you can go and kill all these other people. It doesn't make the selective non-killing rule doesn't make sense. The holding back with some of the deaths that were being held back, it could have done just like a few changes. Just this whole show, just a few tweaks, and it would have been an amazing banger. It would have been on par with the Clone Wars, but for different reasons. And then you could have had a one-shot with Ahsoka Tano and Vader, made more money. This was about money. They could have just made the show great. They could have just made this great. You took away the Clone Wars, okay, people were probably going to see what you were going to bring out. people, Star Wars fans, oh, it's new Star Wars product. We'll figure it out. You didn't have to close it all there. You could have had another show. You're about making money. A one-shot season about the Ahsoka Tano and Vader. A one-shot season about Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. There we go. There we go. There we go. The money makers. You could have closed out those parts in separate series. They're one-shot series. Make a little bit extra money there. You could have. This was about money. They could have done that. You could have made this about money and making good stories. It was honestly not the best business plan. I get what they were going for, but once I saw what this, I don't know, season 1 through 3, I'm not gonna mix words. Y'all, if you love this, you probably saw it as a kid, and you can love this if you want. You can love all 4 seasons. I have problems with Ezra. He gets better as a character, but there's just moments where he just sounds angry for no reason. It's, in my opinion, season 1 through 3. You got it now. I'm just repeating. 1 through 3. Okay. Has this moment. Season 4, boom, good. The animation stays the same. The animation problem is all the way throughout. Okay. Too polished, too clean, too many overreacting movements. Yeah, I know I'm doing this, but it's like way overboard in Star Wars. It's way overboard in Star Wars Rebels. Okay, you're just constantly talking like this, even when there's no reason to, and even people who are, they're supposed to be like this in attention, and they're still going, well, this I'm talking, but this is how we talk. And I'm just sitting there thinking, well, if you're gonna have most of the characters talk like this, and even the staff characters kind of talk like that, when you get to like Admiral Thrawn, or it would have added to more to his creepiness if he didn't do that head bobby thing for every single syllable and word. It would have been creepy if he just stood there and just talked like this. It would have added to his creepiness, but of course they didn't even do that. It was, season 4 still has its problems, and the problems with season 4 goes away from story and goes mostly towards the animation. I can't defend that animation. Not really. It's a downgrade from the Clone Wars. You can't defend that. I really can't. It's not good. But the story, I can defend season 4 story. And I gotta say, I'm a fan of season 4 of Clone Wars. And again, season 1 through 3 had its moments, but it ain't really great. But at least it's not horrible. I'm done talking. I made my peace. I finally saw all of Star Wars Rebels after struggling through the first season. I like Star Wars. I wanted to try to give it one last try. I don't care how much pain. I wanted to watch all of it. And then I somehow got into it. So, if you want to give it a chance, give it a chance. The 3 people who are watching this,